It didn't go. Hello, everybody. I was trying to get my little video to pop up, Gracie, and I was like, here we are. We're live.
Oh,
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I have missed you so much. My goodness. I was telling Gracie Ruth, my special guest today, that I was on a Wi-Fi hiatus the last couple of week and a half. So it's been a week and a half since I've done a Tisha Talks live. And if you are tuning in, I just want to say thanks so much. But if you are a regular and you show up, you might have noticed the last time I was on, my internet was just crap. I'm just going to say, it was just crap. It was pixelated, couldn't hear and all that. And unfortunately, I don't get to see that until I get right back to watching the replay, where then I'm like, oh my gosh.
mm,
So as I was sharing, I took a little bit of a hiatus to fix my Wi-Fi, get with a new service provider, and now we are back. So good to be back with you. And today I have a special guest, Gracie Ruth Melendez. She is out of Los Angeles, California. Hello, Gracie, and welcome to Tisha Talks Live at 4:45.
hi, Tisha. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, well, today we're going to talk about a topic that I know Gracie, Ruth, and I love to jump on. And the topic is the power of engaging in conversations, specifically if you're meeting people at networking events, but also if you're meeting people online. And so we're going to open up this conversation. And real quick, if you are tuning in, and I see Bruce is commenting already. Yay, two of my faves. Hey, Tisha, Nat Handler in the house too. If you are watching this live or even catching the replay, make sure you drop us a line, say hello, let us know you're tuning in, where you're from, and if you have any questions or comments around this topic. So we're going to kick it off. So Gracie, tell me, what does it mean to you when you talk about the power of engaging in conversations? Why do you feel it's important that people do that? Why is engagement? I heard this the other day. If content is king, engagement is queen, or maybe I said that. But why do you think engagement is so super important?
Engagement is important because you want to get to know the people you're meeting, the people you're meeting on Zoom meetings, the people you're meeting on LinkedIn or other platform. You want to get to know them as a person, genuinely get to know them for who they are, not in the terms of I'm going to sell something to this person. You want to know their name, because it's important to know who they are, and you want to know, okay, find something in common, like, oh, you went to the same I went to, or we lived in the same, you grew up in the same town where I grew up, or find, you don't just meet someone and say, hey, I have a product that I want you to buy. You want to, build a relationship.
Although, how many times, Gracie Ruth, have you been to an event and people lead with that? They definitely go to, I have this product and here it is, and let me pitch it. Or they open up their slide deck and they're flipping through. How many times have you gone to an event and you're like, wow, I really get to meet this person, and then you take it to that next step, that virtual coffee or that in-person coffee, you sit down with them, you're excited to get the conversation started, and all of a sudden it's like, let me tell you about what I have to offer you. Do you ever get
Oh,
that? You
yeah.
ever have that? You ever like blindsided where you're like, I just need to get the heck out of here?
Right. And it happens very often. The other day, someone sent me a nice invitation to connect here on LinkedIn, and they, it looked like they were interested in finding out who I was and what I do. It was a normal, cordial invitation. So I accepted it, and I said, thank you for the invitation to connect. And a few hours later, this person said, we have been connected for a while. This is my product and I want you to buy it. And I was like, a while? It was a few hours ago. I don't even know the complete name.
I am starting to see a trend, and I've seen this a couple times, and I'm really specifically talking about LinkedIn. And for those of you who are tuning in on LinkedIn, I've seen this where it's, they connect with me on LinkedIn. My email address is connected to LinkedIn, and I'm not being put onto their mailing list, but then they're reaching out to me on my email with the pitch. I actually just had that happen this morning with a woman who's like, you should be on video more and we can help you with video and this is what we could do with your video and da, da, da. And then at the end it was like, oh, by the way, if this is not of interest to you, just hit that unsubscribe button. So in a way, it was almost like I was on a personal email list that they sent me after getting my information off of a LinkedIn profile and then trying to pitch me in that way. But again, never having a conversation, never had any engagement, never had any kind of connection really. So I'm just interested. It's interesting that what the approach that people are taking in order to do that. And I know we have a couple of comments here. Hi, Nidal, good to see you. He put up here Bitcoin brokerage soliciting. That's definitely been a big one. I haven't gotten as many, or maybe I'm just really good at noticing that I don't want to engage with that. And then Bruce saying here, right. And then Bruce saying here, yep, the click, connect, sell merchants. Click here, do that. You see, and then Nat, of course, tuning in. Networking events and opportunities are not selling events or opportunities. You're right. I think people go into it, and I wouldn't even say, Gracie Ruth, and tell me, do you feel that it's not just networking opportunities and being online, but people are using that as, hey, Gracie Ruth, let's get on a one-on-one. I'd love to get to know you better.
Mm-hmm.
But then it ultimately becomes that.
Yeah, it should be a conversation starter, but without the pitch, without the being salesy, pushy. I want you to buy my product, and that's a turn off. And I have been on calls. I mean, not very often, but I have experienced those, and I don't know how these people were trained, or that's the way, that's their personality, and they don't care about proper. I'm not sure about that.
I always say, and I know Bruce was here talking about the card pusher. I do this video. Some of you guys have seen it. It's the salesy mixed saleser. It's like a networking parody video, and I've always thought to send it right back to them and say, I think you should watch this, like just as like a gentle nudge of, hey, I'm going to send a video to you. I would love for you to watch this. I'm going to say hi to Conrad. Conrad's joining us on Facebook. Conrad's in the house. Good to see you again, Conrad. We are back. Hey, Conrad, I finished my real estate classes today, so that's a big plus. 90 hours of Zoom was loads of fun. But yes, Conrad's saying, build relationships, don't sell. Exactly. We want to build relationships, don't sell.
Right. So, I'm sorry.
Yes.
People buy products and services from people they know, like, and trust. So if you come in with a pushy buy my product, that's a turn off, and more than one person will say, okay, stop right there.
I remember, I think it was on LinkedIn. I had a company reach out to me and we were just having a get to know you call. And it was going really, really well, Gracie Ruth. And then all of a sudden it went to almost like an insult. It was like an insult of, your website is this, it's outdated, it's this. And I'm sitting here like, and who the hell are you? Like, I was so upset. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Are you really jumping on a call with me to tell me about where I am failing and how you are the answer? Like, I don't know about you, but that's like a big blacklist. Like, you know what? That wasn't cool. That wasn't really, polite to come in and just tell me all the places I'm wrong and how you should be able to be the solution to fix it. Anything like that? Ever experienced that?
Oh, yes, I had one. I went to an event, and this is pre-COVID. I went to an event. I met this person, among other people, and without even asking, he put me on his email list, and I thought, okay, maybe he's going to share something of value, because I share something of value. I expect people to share value with me. And immediately he says, your website is all these things wrong, it's missing, a long list of things, and your social media is not looking this way. He like you said, he humiliated me. It's an insult. And then at the bottom it says, click here to have a meeting and you can buy my services. And I was like, what? So I, immediately blocked him. But then he found, I mean, in his system, he found, I unsubscribed, and like the following week, he sent me another email, and then he sent me another message on LinkedIn. I was like, well, this guy doesn't stop. They
Yeah.
don't.
It's like you're ruthless. They're ruthless. And that's where I'm like, all right, we're done. We're done here. Like it's like I gave you the chance. I gave you the opportunity. That's a strike. That's another strike. And now you can't redeem yourself from that. I'm sorry. You just
Right.
can't.
No, no.
We have a couple comments, and I want to bring these up. Nat saying here, when you focus on finding opportunities for other people or simply expanding your network, it changes how you appear to others and it expands your purpose for being there. Very true. I know on a casual convo Friday with Nate, we had a special guest on, Nate Peo, and he talked about super connector, being the super connector. And Gracie and I were talking about this in the green room just before. And really, the whole purpose of the super connector is not really just being in it for your own best interest. Even if you meet someone that's like he used this great example of like the dog groomer. Even if I don't have a dog, imagine how many of my friends have dogs that I could potentially, introduce. Not
Right,
do business, but introduce so that they could start the relationship. So you're always thinking
right,
of who do I know that could benefit from knowing this person. And that does
right,
come back to you. That definitely comes
right.
back to you.
And most people say, well, I'm looking for a groomer, or I'm looking for a hairstylist, or I'm looking for X type of service. Do you know someone? And if you do, definitely you're gonna share.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Nat saying here, I have the solution to fix your engagement problem. More Ellie. Ellie, of course, being my 9-year-old daughter. I'm gonna do that. She's gonna start
Oh,
making some appearances with me, Nat. And then Nidal saying here, LinkedIn is a huge platform to connect, but one should be more selective and targeted to what we are hoping from the platform. I want to stop on this real quick. Gracie Ruth, I would love to get your opinion on this. So there's kind of two rules of thought that I keep hearing about connecting and engaging and so on. So you have the people that connect with you on LinkedIn, and there really is no commonality. There's no thread, there's no direct message, they're reaching out to you kind of blindly. Do
mm,
you accept them or do you not? Do you look for people that you know or you have a common interest? And I think this is what Nidal is saying is, are we more targeted to the people that we really want in our network? Are we just accepting everybody to accept everybody to start, getting our numbers? Like, I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are, because I know Nat's perspective listening to this. Nat, actually, if you're on, I'd like for you to chime in on this, but I want to know, what is your thought on that? Do you accept everybody, or are you more selective in who you choose to be
no,
part of your network?
I am very selective. If I get an invitation from, a person that I don't know, I click on view their profile to see who they are, what they do, and if we have people in common. So if we have people in common, okay, who are these people? Do I know these people? And then their engagement. Do they post? Do they write blogs? Do they engage with other people's contents? You can see that on people's profiles. But
Right.
if they don't have any, if we don't have anything in common, like we don't have no one in common, or they don't even post anything, or they don't even uh, put a comment on anyone's, I'm not going to accept. I'm sorry. Even if they're my next door neighbor, if we don't have something in common, I'm sorry. No, we have to have something in common so we can potentially engage in conversation and build business relationship.
Good idea. I like that thinking. Those of you that are tuning in live, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well. Do you accept everybody to make it to that million mark of I have a million followers and I know none? Or are you more selective and saying, I know the people that I'm connected to, I have great relationships and I've built rapport with them. And no, we're not trying to sell each other. We're
Right.
really trying to engage and establish relationships. So I know that, let's see, Nat put a post up here that said, I am very selective in who I connect with. My tendency is to connect with people I know or I have done business with. I'm tired of connection requests from people stating that we are in the same industry or I'm randomly looking to grow my network.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good rule of thumb. Nidal also saying, I used to look for numbers. Now I'm more selective.
Right. Numbers, you can have 10 million people, following you, but how many of those do you have a relationship? How many of those have you met outside the platform for a one-on-one? Probably none.
Yeah. So speaking of that, let's stop on this real quick too, Gracie Ruth, about the numbers. So you guys know I just mentioned, and hurrah, I'm excited. I'm going to do a little happy dance because 90 hours of Zoom real estate, Conrad knows, is hell on wheels. Actually, it was
Mm-hmm.
quite comical. The instructor was good, but
Oh,
it was just a lot of just, oh, okay, I'm just glued to the Zoom. And today was my very last class. And so I knew intentionally that I was going to be off LinkedIn, um, more so than I was. I know before I was on it, I was posting, I was commenting, I was engaging on other people's comments. And I remember telling Bruce this, that I know that once I do this intentionally and I get off of here, my engagement is really going to fall. It is going to. And I've proven that. I
mm.
have absolutely proven that I still am getting the likes and so forth. But in terms of the engagement of comments and being able to connect with people that way, that has gone down. And now I'm like, okay, let's get back to it. Let's do this. So it's so much more of not just posting and hoping to get the engagement, but actively engaging on other people's content in order to strike up the conversation. Gracie Ruth, would you agree? Do you agree with that?
Oh yes, and putting up a like or a heart or an applause is not a conversation. You actually put a complete sentence that is a conversation, either agreeing on someone's post or continuing a conversation. Let's say it's something about dog grooming or the benefits walking your dog, and someone posts and then you put your 2 cents of conversation starter, and then that thread becomes a long thread, and that you get to know other people, and vice versa, they get to know you, then they will click on your profile. Oh, what is this person about? And pretty soon, your network is growing and you meet the people outside the platform. Oh, you also have a dog, or you also have a X, Y, and Z type of product, or I used to live in your town.
Yeah, this is good. I like this topic because again, we're not just talking about engaging at networking online or, online events. We're talking about actually making engagement a daily part of your practice. And what Gracie Ruth is saying is if you take the time and you post something on someone else's content, and it's more than the heart, the like, the whatever, and it's more than good job, nice post, because those are just blah. They're just blah, but you actually give it some substance. Then
Right.
watch what happens when you do that. Not only does the person who you commented on their post, not only do they get excited to then start reaching out and engaging with you, but all the other people that are seeing that are now like, look at Nat, look at what he said. Who is Nat? Like, then they start making that connection because why? Because Nat, you probably have something very much in common with Gracie Ruth, who just commented and agreed or, wrote something of substance. So it is so much more. I said this earlier on this live stream that content is king, yes, but engagement is queen. Like you have to keep engaging, which then leads to the conversations. But if you're just like thumbs up, celebration, hearts, and all that, you might as well not even do it. Like honestly, it's you're just giving that person the likes, but not much more. Not much more.
Right. Or if you're just you're just browsing, looking, why even bother if you're not engaging? People are not seeing you. They're not. You're not communicating. So it should be a two-way street.
It's definitely a two-way street. We have lots of comments coming in. And guys, I apologize. I hear my chicken beeping in the oven. So this is that mom hat. This is I have to make dinner. I'm doing a live stream. The chicken's roasting. Kids getting off to soccer, all that good stuff. But I want to look at some of these comments, and then we're going to wind it down here. This is Nigel says, want to drop also something I consider is so important: respect among connections. Why I have to engage with someone who never gets engaged with my content, even if I'm resharing their own post. I get hit by that till I start removing an unrespectful connections. So it is a lot of Nidal is doing a great job and he's commenting on my stuff. What's it to me? I can then go to Nidal's post. It's so easy to go see that, see what he's up to, and start commenting and being active on his page too. Remember what Gracie Ruth said. This is not a, hey, everybody come to me, like my stuff, and I'll engage with you on my stuff. This is, hey, I like what you're doing and I'm going to engage with you because I value what you bring to the table. It's a two-way street. Relationships have always been a two-way street. Always been a two-way street. Look at this. Everybody's like, let's see. Yummy. I am actually making sweet potatoes, so I'll take that.
And I'll be going over for dinner.
Hey guys, this is real life. Nat Handler saying Gracie nailed it. Communication engagement is a two-way street. Absolutely. So yeah, the power of engaging in conversations is so important. And I think with Gracie, what you're saying is it's everywhere. It's online, it's offline, it's posting, it's events, it's whatever you're doing is how you create that engagement, how you start that engaging conversation. So good stuff. All right, Gracie, I'm going to give you a shameless plug on me. What you got? You got LinkedIn Local coming up in California. I know you do that with Bruce. But what would you like to share as we wind this down and I go get my chicken before it burns?
Yes. LinkedIn, Bruce Carnahan, the guy in the blue shirt, and I host a monthly LinkedIn Local event to network with the purpose of learning, prospering, and growing. Every month we have a different speaker, and speakers are the best. So our next meeting is this Thursday, February 25th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Everyone's invited. Everyone's welcome to join us. And the topic that our speaker will be presenting is the power of connecting in conversations, building conversations, engaging in conversations. And our speaker is Patrick Ward. He's an amazing person. He's an amazing networker. He's an amazing at conversation starter. So he's going to present a very, very excellent presentation. And so we're all looking forward to seeing you this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. And I will be sharing the link here after the show so you can join. And it doesn't matter if you're not in California, come and learn.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Gracie Ruth, for joining me, and welcome back. Tisha Talks Live is back. It's been resurrected with new internet. So excited about that. Wendy Boyles, hello. Yeah, Gracie.
Passing your real estate course in 90 hours.
Yeah, I still have the test, so I still have cramming to do to get the test done. But yeah, all good. I'm excited. I mean, it's a new chapter. I shared this. January 11th was when I started taking these classes, and I said, I'm not doing this as my primary business. I'm doing it as like a walk my talk kind of deal. Since I do so much with personal branding, I want to prove that I can do this and do the real estate on the side and so forth. So yeah, it was definitely a necessary. But thank you so much. I know Nidal saying wine on me. Bruce saying, yay, Tisha. Thank you so much, guys. I really just needed that push of encouragement. Thanks for just, hanging with me on Tisha Talks Live and on LinkedIn. But hey, guys, thanks so much, Gracie Ruth, for being here today. I appreciate you and your time. And
Thank you so
I will be back.
I had a great time. Thank you.
I will be back next on Thursday with Jordan Mendoza. He and I are talking about this is a gentleman that has Blaze Your Own Trail Consulting, recently left his corporate gig, now doing his own thing, and I'm diving into a conversation with him about starting businesses and so on, and what he's learned just in this time period. So make sure you check that out. We're back on Thursday at live at 4:45. And thanks so much, guys. And if you missed any of this, you can always catch them on my YouTube channel at bit.ly. It's streaming across the bottom, bit.ly/Tisha on YouTube, or check us out again live or catch the replay. But thanks again, Gracie. Appreciate you and appreciate all
Thank
of
you,
our
Tisha.
people tuning in live. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.